Since early times, the tribes inhabiting Darfur are famous of courage and prowess. It's an inherited characteristic from their ancestors. The defending of land since the early days of Darfur, Waddai and Kanem Sultanate was a basic thing for tribes where knighthood was the criterion of distinguishing the inhabitants of the land. The harshness of the environment in Darfur affected the people of the region, but at the same time it held the easy interaction among them. Throughout the long centuries, tribes and groups were living peacefully together, regardless to different races or traditions. The khalwas of Quran were filling the areas of the region, joining different people regardless to their tribes or race. This spirit of coexistence filled the area, even the neighboring countries, that distorted the peaceful life of those people were the arms distributed, and so it started reviving the dead conflict. At the beginning of the 80s in the last century, when desertification hit Central Africa, it caused the displacement of many tribes where the generosity of Darfur encouraged them to settle here. By days, and with the increasing of population and arms, the area was ready to explode at any time. In February 1988, an urgent issue concerning Darfur area was raised to the Prime Minister Sadiq al-Mahdi, asking whether Darfur is still under the national sovereignty, where Libya used Darfur as a theater for its conflict with Chad.
والآن نفس الشيء بتقوم هذه المجموعات بنفس العمل للتخريب لزعزعة النظام في الشمال، وده الذي حدث في دارفور وفي غير دارفور، زعزعة النظام. وده بإدخال، أنا هنا عايز أتكلم يا سيد الرئيس تسمح لي بقضية هامة جدا جدا، قضية العنف الذي دخل السودان، العنف السياسي والحركة التي دخلت السودان.
كان الهدف الذي تتجه نحوه هذه الفتنة هو تسليح وتدريب وتأهيل جماعة مسلحة، ومن ثم فرض إما انفصال أو مطالب سياسية على بقية البلاد.
With the advent of Al-Inqadh revolution, where it put an end to the reason of conflict, the tribal militia changed to armed groups hiding in the mountains and experienced organized piracy. These groups, known by the government as armed robbery, has no certain racial group, neither a certain tribe. By 2003, with the deterioration of the situation in Central Africa, an armed group fled to Jabal Marwa and announced itself as a movement anti to the government, where it attacked 3 localities and killed the government employees. The government on its part fought and besieged them, where they called themselves Turabura, resembling themselves with Taliban fighters. This group then penetrates from the mountain to a neighboring country, where it reorganized its fighters and started attacking the big cities like El Fashir, Kulbus and Abu Gamra. The word Janjaweed goes back to the half-80s of the last century, where an armed militia that fought with the government named to the horsemen to differentiate between them and the pedestrian. The word composes of two parts, Jin as an indication of fastness and Jaweed as a diminutive of Juwad, which means horse in Arabic. Janjaweed is a mixture of the remnants of robbery bands. After the recent flaming of incidents in Darfur state, the different tribesmen asked the government to train and arm the men of the tribes to defend themselves against the rebels and Janjaweed attacks. The government at once prepared popular defense forces camps and called for training, where they called themselves Bashmerga, resembling the Kurdish of Iraq. In an effort to solve the dispute, the President of the Republic announced last June a decision applying the military arms and the related government bodies to recollect the arms.
يسهل لنا طبعا عملية جمع السلاح من الجنجويد وتورابورا وبشمرقة بكل مسمياتها الكثيرة دي.